Yes, it's time, everybody. Sunday was electric, and more importantly, the World Cup has a winner. We thought in the beginning it was the U.S. If you were drunk, I was not. Who in their right mind would pick the U.S. other than some idiot wearing a random hat on the A train? But this Sunday, the greatest World Cup game in history of games. Argentina, France, Messi, Mbappe. It was electric. Argentina jumps out to a 2-0 lead in the first half. It wasn't even a close game. Argentina was dominating. All of Argentina was already getting this confetti, the celebration, the music was playing. But Mbappe said, not today. In the 80th minute, penalty shot. Mbappe. It's 2. It's 2. Yes, sir. Right after the penalty, Mbappe, with 2 goals himself, he said, France, all the escargot in the world, we're gonna take it to the house, because he wasn't done. Extra time. 3-2. Who's gonna take the lead? Who's gonna do it? Messi's already got 2 goals. Di Maria, early on. But Mbappe was a special man that day. Mbappe, 118th minute, another penalty. What could go wrong was going wrong for Argentina. Who thought it would happen? Nobody. Everyone's going crazy. France doesn't know if they want to celebrate or cry. Argentina the same way. We think there's going to be another goal. Not today. We're going to penalties. You couldn't get more of a Hollywood ending to a game if you were in it. Oh, Lord. Argentina with the penalties on the line. Messi, number 1. Goal. Followed up by guess who? If there's one person that looks great in a loss today, it's Kylian Mbappe. 4 scores in different occasions? What an electric human being. But then, Dialba, Paredes, and Montiel all score. France misses 2 from Coman and Tushimini, and Randall Colomunai gets the 4th one. But all is too late, because Argentina, your World Cup champions. Great for Messi. Is he the greatest of all time? That's the debate we're doing at 7:30 in the morning. Is Messi the greatest of all time? I'll respond to you with one question. Is water wet? I mean, it's quite obvious at this point. You want to say you're Ronaldo's? You want to say you're Pele? It doesn't matter. Messi the man came from nothing, made himself into something. The greatest soccer player of my generation. The greatest soccer player of all time. Yes, sir. But we're not done yet, because it was an interesting night of Sunday football. That's right. It was on Sunday and Saturday. So your boy's going to fill you in here as the Giants. Yes, the Giants, our New York Giants, if you want to say so. Not mine, though. I'm a Steelers guy. Regardless, the Giants and the Commanders. The NFC East looking like the best division in football? What is going on here? Daniel Jones, a serviceable game. 21-32, 160 yards, no touchdowns throwing, but Saquon Barkley. Is he the best player on the Giants? Absolutely. 18 carries, 87 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. 20 points for the New York Giants as they move to 8-5-1. Only 12 for the Commanders as they go to 7-6-1. That's going to be an interesting division to look out for. Next, we head up to L.A. SoFi Stadium. Everyone's favorite giant metal box. The Chargers taking on the Titans. Both having struggling seasons. A little worse than we expected. But can the Chargers get it done? They're looking pretty hot these past few weeks. Tennessee coming off of a lot of At one point in this game, we saw Ryan Tannehill get carted off. We thought it was time for the rookie Malik Willis to take hands. But no, Tannehill comes back and leads them to a loss, 17-14. All for nothing, as Tennessee Titans are now 7-7. And the Chargers from LA, 8-6. Now this next game was an absolute dumpster fire of ending. I have never seen anything quite like how the Patriots and Raiders game ended. Tied at 24-24. You think, oh, just run out the clock. Everyone in New England saying, run out the clock. Take it to overtime. Oh, no. What went wrong for the Patriots? Somehow they do a lateral? A lateral? Oh, Vegas with a defensive touchdown to seal the fate and move to 6-8. They win 30-24. New England drops to 7-7. Are the Patriots out of the playoff race? It is not looking good. Broncos country. Russell Wilson out with an injury. The Denver Broncos taking off the Arizona Cardinals. The remains of the Arizona Cardinals. Good Lord, everyone in that team has been injured at some point in time. The Cardinals have struggled, have not met any kind of expectations. As they move to 4-10, losing 15-24 against the Denver Broncos, who are now 4-10 as well. Brett ripping the ball? 21 of 26, 197, a touchdown, an interception. But Latavius Murray, a throwback performance. 24 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. What is going on in Denver, the Mile High City? Next, we go on to one of the most interesting games of the weekend. The Chiefs, 11-3. Houston now 12-1. Could you imagine being the one loss? Oh, man. Regardless, 30-24. It goes into overtime. Patty Mahomes, looking like Patty Mahomes as always. 36-41. 2 touchdowns. No picks. Even got a touchdown running the ball. Davis Dougie Mills. The man with the longest neck. 12 of 24, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think Houston's ready to move on from Davis Mills. I think Davis Mills is ready to move on from Houston. 30-24, Kansas City takes it. We head into the absolute most ridiculous game in the century. The Cowboys, the Jaguars, an electric game. At one point, the Cowboys led 21-7 in the first half. Third quarter comes. Field goal. Touchdown. Field goal. Pick 6 to end the game. The Jaguars putting together a couple of big wins. Trevor Lawrence looking like the first overall pick. 27 of 42. 318 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. You can't ask for much better than that. Zay Jones, 6 catches, 109 yards, 3 tutties. An electric performance from Zay Jones and the crew in Jacksonville as they win 40-34 in overtime against the Cowboys. 6-8 on the season. The Jaguars look to make a late season playoff push. What kind of world are we living in? Now we head to our team, the New York Jets, taking on the Detroit Lions, and we thought it was going to be a certified hood classic. I mean, it was going to be amazing. It was going to be box office, and whoever thought that, get your eyes tested, because we all knew 2 franchises like this would combine for the most game of the century. That's right. We have the return of Zach Wilson. It wasn't bad, but this isn't going to sell you on Zach Wilson, is it? 17 points on the Lions defense? The Lions defense? 18 of 35, 317 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jared Goff, 22 of 38, 252. 1 touchdown. Not much from the rushing game. It was split between Swift, Williams, and Jackson. But I mean, the Lions take it 20-17 as both teams are 7-7. I mean, this is heating up on both sides of the conference heading into the playoffs. Now, a game of no names. The Saints taking on the Falcons. Good Lord, what an awful game to watch. Desmond Ridder getting his first NFL start for the Atlanta Falcons. Coming into the draft, a little bit of expectations. Mariota benched. He left the team. Wasn't enough. Ridder, 13 of 26, only 97 yards. We thought Mariota was bad? Look at Ridder. I get it, his first game, but good Lord, what a terrible performance. When you get outperformed by Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill, oh, watch out. The Saints take it 21-18, as that division might be the worst division in history of football. Next up, we have a battle like no other. The Windy City, the city of brotherly love in Chicago. The Eagles 13-1 now as they beat the Bears 25-20. The Bears are 3-11. Get Justin Fields a team. He did what he could. Not enough. Doesn't matter. Now another game. A lot of excitement in this one. It was a juicy one. 17-3. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers jump out to a huge lead against the Bengals. The Bengals of Cincinnati, I'll add. It's 17-3 in the first half, and we think, Burrow. Bengals, watch out, it's Brady. Brady knows how to win in big-time moments. That doesn't matter. Because the Bengals storm back to win this one, 34-23. Joe Burrow throwing 4 touchdowns and just 1 interception, 27-39. 200 yards throwing. Can't ask for much more. Tom Brady, on the other hand, 30-44, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The Buccaneers, despite being 6-8, still look like the front runners to win that god-awful division. Our last Sunday game, the Steelers, my Steelers, looking competitive for once. Wow! Mitchell Trubisky, 17-22, 179 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, the key. Najee Harris, a touchdown running. Jaylen Warren had another. Trubisky had another on the ground. That might be the highest scoring game from the Steelers that I've seen in quite some time. Meanwhile, the Panthers only scoring 16 on this solid Steelers defense. Sam Darnold, serviceable if you want to say that. 14-23, 225 yards and a touchdown. Nothing from the running game. I'm going to read you a combined rushing stat from the entire Carolina Panthers. 16 carries, 21 yards. That's an average of 1.3 yards per rush. What a dumpster fire. That's what happens when you trade your best player, right? Moving on. Might be one of the best games we saw as well over the weekend. This is from Saturday. The Bills and Dolphins matchup. Bills win, they clinch the division. They get a playoff berth. And that's exactly what happened. Fourth quarter. Hollywood ending. Snow pouring. It's electric. Tua. Josh Allen. Going back and forth. At some point, someone's got to take the lead. We don't think it's going to be a tie. It happens. The Bills win the game 32-29. They move to 11-3 and clinch a playoff berth for the 4th year in a row. Buffalo, hats off to you. Now, this one might have been the worst game I've seen all weekend. The Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley, 17-30, 138 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Run the ball all day. What are we doing, Baltimore? You use your assets correctly. I mean, J.K. Dobbins, only 13 carries. Granted, 125 yards, but feed the man some more. Deshaun Watson, his first touchdown of the year. The Browns I don't even know what to make of this team. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They look like a mess. They act like a mess. They're probably a mess. Now we move on. Game of the year in the NFL. Matt Ryan. Signature loss. Big lead. Doesn't matter. I mean, the Colts were up 33-0. 33-0. That's in the first half. The Vikings couldn't get a single thing done. The Colts scoring on all kinds of ways. Field goals, interception return touchdowns, regular touchdowns. They were operating like a real football team. Go figure. Now we get into the third quarter. It's the second half. The Vikings come back immediately, 33-7. Then you think, how did the Colts respond with a field goal? It looks like, the Vikings are dead. Terrible team. The worst 10-win team in the history of 10-win teams? Not today. They scored another one in the third quarter. C.J. Ham, 1-yard rushing touchdown to make it 36-14. But things get worse. Jeff Saturday, no clock management? Can't even get a first down because the fourth quarter, I'm going to read exactly what happened. Justin Jefferson, 8-yard pass from Kirk Cousins, 36-21. Adam Thielen, 1-yard pass touchdown from Kirk Cousins, 36-28. Dalvin Cook, 64-yard pass from Kirk Cousins, and a 2-point conversion from T.J. Hawkinson ties it up, 36-36. We head to overtime. We exchange punts. But then they sealed the biggest meltdown in the history of meltdowns. A field goal, 40-yarder from Greg Joseph, takes the win 39-36. The Vikings are now 11-3, and the Colts are 4-9-1. The Colts. Numerous people thought they were super game bound. Almost got canceled. Can't say that word here on the station. What an electric closing to Week 15 Saturday and Sunday slate, as well as the World Cup. I mean, it was the most beautiful sports weekend I think I've ever seen in the history of sports weekends. It was amazing game after amazing game. And I sit here today, talking to you, sharing the microphone, talking a little sports for once. What a time to be alive. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. I'm going to miss the World Cup. It was a fun time. I enjoyed all the games, waking up, and as soon as you woke up, you saw Iran and the U.S. As soon as you woke up, you saw Canada getting absolutely dominated. As soon as you woke up, you took off the covers and you yelled out your signature, "Sue!" because Portugal was looking like a wagon. But not this year. Messi and Argentina, they were on a mission. Congrats to all of Argentina, because what a time to beat Argentina. You get a big World Cup win. Messi is now considered by most to be the GOAT at this point in time. He's done it all. Heading to the MLS America, we'll get to experience the Messi experience. In Miami, of course. Teaming up with David Beckham. How many goals is this man gonna score on the best American talent? This is gonna be an absolute exciting time for the MLS. This is gonna get people in seats. You get Messi, sign me up. You get Messi in Miami? Book my ticket. It doesn't get any better than Messi in the middle of summer, beautiful Miami weather, couple of adult beverages, couple of hot dogs. If that's what they're eating in Miami, I don't think so in Miami. They're probably eating some Cuban sandwiches. Sign me up. That's been your recap of the beautiful weekend of sports that truly was. When we come back, we got some more music, more conversation, more vibes. This is officially my last show here at WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Wash your hands.